Yeah, I have some of my best conversations at video games, bro. I swear.
Me too.
Man.
Me too, bro.
And it's been funny to me, like the friends I've made through COVID. Because honestly, dude, I was like a gamer back in like high school, and then like stopped playing games all until COVID.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't play like any Call of Duty game until COVID. That's when I started playing, like when Warzone came out.
Really?
Yeah, so I've only been playing for like 2 years.
So you just said, forget it. You gonna be an adult and just do the adult thing.
Dude, I was just doing other shit, man, because I used to have the studio, so I'd be recording people like a lot more than I am now, as far as like being gone from home doing it.
Well, Tim, not to cut you off, let me ask you a personal question, bro, because I never asked you this question.
Sure.
What made you get into music, bro?
So my dad owned a recording studio in Ohio. I grew up in one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I grew up in one, and he did more like rock bands, pretty much all rock bands, and then like talk radio. But I'd be there every week, bro, just being in sessions or sitting in the other room playing 2K Street while he's in a session. Like we spent a lot of time up in that bitch. I was just kind of grew up around it. And then when I was in college, I was going to school for business back in Toledo, where I'm from. And my dad, that my freshman year, got throat cancer, stage 3.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, oh, shit. You know, they kind of told him the scope of what he was going to have to go through or whatever. And he's like, I know once I start chemo, radiation, whatever, I'm going to be really weak and not be able to like run the business as much. And like, if I lose this business, we're going to lose our house and everything else. Like, it relied on him doing his thing.
Oh, so you grew up at an early age then, huh?
I don't know about grew up, but he was just kind of like, I want to bring you in. I want to teach you the shit so we can keep the business going while I'm sick and down. And that way, when I'm better or if I pass, you know what's up. You have something to work with, blah, 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 blah.
You know what to do.
Yeah. And so he started training me, and I started doing that all the time. Because like I said, I was like growing up in the studio, but I'm always like kicking it there, just watching whatever, never like really learning what was going on, because my dad didn't want a 9-year-old sitting in on a session. So then once I was in college, he started training me, blah, blah, blah. He started going through surgery. I was helping him run it more. And then he actually beat the cancer, started getting better. And he's like, I can handle more of the business now. Thank you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, I kind of fuck with this shit. And I don't really like what I'm going to school for like accounting classes and shit like that. So I'm about to try to find like a degree where I can go and do music and get like finish my bachelor's. And that's when I found Columbia here in Chicago. And I moved here 10 years ago in 2012. I've been doing music ever since.
Okay. That's what's up, bro. Well, as a white man in America, that's what's up now, bro. Like, that's what's up. I didn't know any truck drivers in my family, so I just looked up and said, man, I didn't want to go back to school or nothing, and I definitely wasn't trying to. Definitely didn't want to be in the streets anymore. So, bro, I just woke up and said, man, I'm going to learn how to drive trucks, bro.
What's the process like with that? Like, how do you, like, you probably obviously have to get like properly licensed and all that shit. Like, what's that?
Well, for me, I didn't come out my pockets for it. And this is for anybody that want to become a truck driver. You don't have to come out your pockets for it. They actually have trucking companies that are sitting here, and if you call them and say, hey, I got my driver's license, I got a pretty good, clean driver record, even if you don't have a nice driver record, man, like these companies will hire you depending on what it is. If you have a DUI, but the DUI is like 5 years old, they'll hire you, just call them, talk to them. I tell them like, I want to get my CDLs, and can you guys help me? And there's a lot of companies that help get your CDLs.
Now, I've heard that's kind of hard. The CDL, is that hard to get, that license?
How people drive these trucks? No, bro. They put anybody in these trucks, man.
Yeah.
But when you go through the process of it, it's a lot to take in, and it's going like, bro. It was a point where I thought I wasn't gonna do it, bro. Like. Mm-hmm. The process of it depends on the person. I've seen guys go into truck driving school, be done with it within the first month and a half, bro, and they got their CDL.
No, wow.
For me, it took me 3 months because I was good at the permit. I was good at skills and everything, but I kept messing up for the state test, bro. And like, I was too cocky. I was over cocky, bro. I knew I was going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my first bag, they were like, bag up and go around the corner. I went around the corner, bro. I hit the cone or something. They like, you failed. Come back next month. So they gave me 2. I failed twice, bro. That third time, I'm like, Joe, I cannot wait 6 months to take this test again, bro. What?
Yeah.
And look at your boy now, 13 years later.
I mean, that's pretty good money, right? Like, from what I understand with trucking, like, it's long hours or crazy hours, but like, you do all right.
Bro, if A bad week for me is like $1,500. That's a bad week, but I probably only went to work 2 days.
Yeah. Okay, man.
You know what I'm saying? So a good week, bro, I'll come home with like $5,000-$6,000, bro.
Yeah, that's what's and what's your hours? Like, what's your route usually? Like, how far are you driving?
Yeah, right now, based out of Chicago, bro, I probably go to like Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, Kentucky, of course, Indiana. Nowhere too far, somewhere that I can get there and come back home.
I was gonna say a lot of everything you just said, you could drive to and back in a day. It could be a long day, but
unless they sit here and say like, "Oh, Jupiter, we got some big money for you, and we need you to go to Georgia or Texas or anything like that," then yeah, I'll take those lows too. Only place I don't go to, bro, is Michigan in the winter and New York.
Yeah, right. Tough to drive in for sure. I probably should do an intro for this shit too, man. We just kind of got talking.
Man, we in here rapping it. Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm Jupiter. This is my boy Tim. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite white boy right there. You know, like it is. That's my favorite white boy right there, man.
Honored. Welcome to the Friendship News Hour, everyone. I'm here today with two close friends of mine who I know through various ways, but the very honorable High Five and my boy Top Ace Drogo. He goes by many names. They're both joining me here. While Frank is busy as hell with work, and I'm leaving the country this week to go to Germany and shit. So it's going to be crazy schedule. So bear with us these couple weeks. The shows are going to be a little bit different. Privileged motherfucker. Oh shit, man! I'm excited. That's where my family's from, bro. So I'm really cool to see what it's all about. Either of y'all ever been like overseas or gone anywhere?
No, not yet, bro.
No, man. What about you, Top?
Not besides just the hoop. I did a little small tour.
So you were playing your ball, because I know you played all through high school and then into college, and then you did some. You were trying to take it to that next level. Like, talk to me about all that. Like, where did you go? Where did you play at?
Man, at what level do you want me to start at is the question. Cause
tell me about the first time you shot a ball through a hole.
I shot a ball through a hole is extremely unrememberable. If that's a word.
No, I'm just saying, like, so you played in college?
Yeah, all bullshit aside, though, baseball was my main sport, bro. I always played baseball. I was baseball, and I was with Jesse White Temple. I used to flip and shit. I used to do gymnastics, but
really?
Yeah, baseball was my number one sport. I should definitely be in the MLB. Transferred to Oak Park River Forest, and when that happened, so Oak Park had this thing called pony ball or something like that, pony league or whatever it's called. So basically, long story short, their high school team was full of people who've been playing together since Oak Park Pony. So it's like they had their team pretty much set and made. So when I transferred to Oak Park, I knew anybody. Like, first time ever being around this many white people, anything. Like, yeah, honest, bro, it was a culture change.
Were you welcomed or was it awkward?
I could say I was welcome.
That's encouraging.
I wasn't welcome in the baseball team, but I was welcome in the community.
I got you, yeah.
Regardless of me being better than damn near everybody on the team, they had their team made. They didn't let me on the team. However, even though I wasn't on the team, I was still practicing I was a freshman practicing with the varsity team, baseball, like warming up with them, practicing with them. They'll call me to come back, all that shit. But they never let me on the team. And it was crazy. So I was just like, one day I'm in gym class and we playing basketball in gym class. Coach Hop, he come to me, he like, man, why you didn't try out for basketball? I'm like, shit, I play baseball. He like, man, I need you to come to the gym room after school around 3:30. I come to the gym room after that. Next thing you know, I was starting point guard for the rest of my high school career.
Oh man, that's wild. Hell yeah. And Oak Park's pretty damn good, man. They're no joke at basketball.
Just in the gym room, fucking everybody. I always knew how to hoop. I just never played organized basketball. I just always was into baseball. So, and I could never play because I was always doing travel or baseball. It never worked out. So I went on no baseball team. Winter was coming in. He seen me hoop. They was already starting practices. So he was like, yeah, I went in. The head coach Maloney, he overfucked with me. Shit. By that first game, I was the starting point guard. I finished my career off as the captain and starting point guard at all 3 years.
Top, what was your most clutch memory in one of your basketball games?
My most clutch memory? Man. High school, I'm going to have to say when we beat LT on Comcast, they was 26-0 at the time. They was the number one team in the country. They had just beat Jabari Parker and them and Whitney Young. Like they was literally running through everybody. It was 26-0. We played them at Oak Park. A home game, still got that footage. I had like 28 points. We beat them, gave them their first loss. And like I said, it was on Comcast, so our school was packed out. My grandma was able to watch it from the crib. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
That probably was easily the most memorable moment. That, and then my second year when, not my second year, but my last year at college, we played a game. Marquise Ty, one of my teammates, he got killed while we was in school. He was our starting center. He got killed in a bar fight. He got stabbed. The night before, they was going to cancel our game the next morning, but they still ended up letting us play that next day. That was a big game. That was a game to go to the national tournament. Actually, it was college. And shit, I hit the game winner in that shot to send us to the national tournament. So
out here breaking records.
Yeah, posted on my IG and shit. That was one of the things too. So
that's sick. And then, so you're saying basketball took you, internationally or elsewhere in the world? Like, what was that like?
Basketball has opened up every door that I have open for me down this shit.
Yeah.
I can go anywhere I want because of basketball. I'm respected everywhere I go because of basketball. Granted, everything else that I did outside of basketball, but basketball for sure. Like,
well, I need to start getting up with you, man. So you can teach my son to play ball some more, man. Because it's tough right now for me to find a good basketball camp or a basketball academy right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys ain't at the gym shooting hoops right now. So I need that help, man. My boy 13, he pretty tall, almost taller than me, man. So
hey, that's what we want to get him. Send him my way, please.
Yeah, for real. Like he need that getting up 5 a.m, going to work out, shoot around, running drills. He need that.
I feel like that's important early, man. That if you can get like that structure and then that like love of whatever the sport is early, that kid can go anywhere.
Yeah, like what I realized about growing up, and the same way y'all probably realize about growing up, like when you have people around, see your parents tell you to do something, you hear them, but you don't hear them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you have other people outside of your parents that's adults or older than you telling you like, man, I really believe you can do this. And I really believe like you have the talent for it. I think kids get it a lot more than hearing it from their parents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I had Top or Yayo, they here and really play with them and sit them down like, man, you can really do this. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll take that a lot more serious.
At that point, too, it's about the coach, too, because if someone can make it fun and educational, but still like a workout and where they're challenging and getting better,
exactly,
that's when you really can be like, oh, shit, this kid can hoop or whatever.
You're expecting to hear your parent if nobody else say that you can do this or you can do that or you can do whatever. So it's like, you feel me? To hear it from another source is definitely more reassuring for sure.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. How's the, I know 2K came out. How's that been treating you? I haven't really seen you on Call of Duty or PGA lately, man. I've been missing you.
I'm running now. I'm at like a right now. That's one of those games where when it first come out, you just got to lock in early so you could at least be a contender, and then you could go back to regular schedule program because, dog, man, they ass. I know motherfuckers who switch their time zone to New Zealand just to play a day early.
Yeah. Well, so, and I know like the last few years of NBA 2K, like a lot of people were not seeing much change or just kind of like the same game regurgitated, and it was kind of getting a little old. Like, has that changed at all? Have they made it better, especially for like the My Player personal experience?
It's more realistic. It's a metaverse for sure. Like, I've done this whole metaverse idea after playing these video games and doing all this shit. It's different. Gameplay and all pretty much the same still. They gonna have to nurse some shit still because it's like always some loops and shit because it's a video game at the end of the day. And about video games, people match them, people hack them, people, you feel me, figure out loopholes in them. So
it's funny, man. Like the core of me and your relationship, because I've known you now for 4 or 5 years, has always been obviously music. Like, you're an artist, and you're around other artists that I've recorded and stuff. Like, music's always been our core, but I feel like where we really were like, oh, I fuck with this dude, was back in the day when we'd be at the studio in the lobby playing NBA 2K and against each other. Like, that's where obviously music's always carried us and will continue to, and whatever else. But like, it's cool, like how games like bring people together like that, man. It's I try to explain to people all the time with video games how it's like I'm not addicted to the game as much as it is just like kicking it with my people and talking shit and just whatever.
Exactly. No, that's real. That's your shit.
I look at gaming like you said, Tim, earlier, bro. Like you said, like, man, I was in I stopped gaming for a while, did the family thing. Since the pandemic hit, I got back on gaming, started playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like, it's a lot of people out here that need just for somebody to listen to them. Not knowing, go buy a video game, bro. We ain't got no choice but to listen to you, man. And you never know the small thing. And don't get me wrong, to anybody out there, that I'm not saying your situation is small or nothing, but that big situation that you're going through in life, a lot of people been through it, man. And a lot of people can help you walk through those little stepping stones of how to, get that weight off your shoulders, or, to be that ear that you want to, that you need to have somebody to listen to, It's like therapy, bro. Like, what we doing now is therapy, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. It's the thing that I think it's definitely going on like 7-8 years that we've been, locked in.
Real talk.
So we sold the shorts in 4 or 5. I met you in like 2015.
Real talk.
That's crazy. All right, let's talk a little bit about the news real quick. There's some stuff that's happened since me and Frank last recorded. I guess the big one would be the Queen died. She reigned for like 70 some years, man. She lived through 6 different popes, 14 U.S. presidents, and 59 starting quarterbacks for the Cleveland Browns. And when she took the position, 20 of the current 30 NBA teams had not been yet created, which is crazy to think about, bro. Like, she's been sitting there since I think it was 50 or 51. Just wow to think, like,
when television was black and white, for real.
Yeah, if you even had a TV. Shit, man. It's wild. But yeah, so her oldest son, Charles, he like pretty much automatically becomes the king as soon as she dies. So there's like still a ceremony, but kind of like the position itself, because the queen, king, like it's just a figurehead. It's not like anyone that makes decrees or anything like that in that regards, or makes laws. That's all handled by parliament and their prime ministers and stuff. But he's their king now. So it's King Charles III, their national anthem. It's now going to be God Save the King. Weird to think about a king in the world right now.
Especially with me back watching Dragons and the huge Game of Thrones fans and shit like that. Like the mythology of having kings and queens and you feel me? Like, granted, we have a president.
Something like a king.
However, ours is voted in. It's not, you feel me? Like, we have to choose our president. Like,
it's not a bloodline. Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. It's crazy to think that like things like that still happen. You know what I mean? Because like that days of that seem so long ago.
They know when to take their head off, place it on the right shoulder, do like they be doing all types of shit. Like,
it's a tradition.
Think about one day I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna serve my king. Like, that shit just crazy.
Oh, it's weird.
Yo, but what made them the royal family? Like, in their bloodline, who are they? Like, king? I mean, I know not King Tut, but who are they related to? Like, who?
Dude, it goes back to like the early days of England. We're talking like 50 AD type shit, like way back. Like there's yeah, because it's basically like the family that and like Top said it. There's like parallels to Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all this stuff, because you have kings and queens and all these, but it's basically like the family that was in power at the time. And then throughout the years, that was either like maybe taken, like if there was ever like a uprising or anything like that, and then a new family was in charge, if they like killed the king. But like that's very rare. Like most of the time, like I think you can trace the bloodline of like Queen Elizabeth, who just passed, back pretty damn far in the history of England and the United Kingdom.
She was what, 26 when she became queen?
Yeah, like her dad died. I can't remember his name, but her dad died, and she was like next of the bloodline. So normally it'd go to like the oldest sibling.
Oh, Rhaenyra would be right now on.
exactly. Which is such a good show, bro. We can talk about that
since we
later.
On this topic, did y'all see the last episode of House of Dragons?
No, I didn't watch last night's yet.
Okay,
so don't tell me nothing.
I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say then.
I was 2 weeks behind, so I watched episode 3 last night. But I'm pumped. Yeah, this shit's building, bro. It's about to go crazy.
So if King Charles, the new king, this is something you could put out for anyone on the podcast. I really want to know if do they get impeached if they're not doing their royal duties? Like, is it considered impeachment? Do they get overruled? Like, do they still practice treason? Like, is all these things still common law for them?
See, but royal duties, like they don't serve any political purpose. So like when people say like, oh, the U.S. president has no power, like he does have power. Like there's checks and balances to keep him in power, and obviously corporations and blah blah blah. But like he has power. What they've done over in England, like United Kingdom with the Queen, is she's just like a figurehead. She really doesn't have any political power. She's not making laws. They have a whole separate, like their version of Congress called Parliament, where they like figure all this shit out, pass laws, like somewhat of a democracy over there. It's just, they're just like, it's like, think about like the Kardashians, like how you have the show The Kardashians. That's kind of like what the royals are. It's just like a famous family. Back in the day, the king, it was like it is in Game of Thrones. He had the law of the land. His word was what happened. They got away with that because you had people like King Henry VIII, like so many different people in their history and kings that like abused that power and were total assholes. That's literally why you have America, because we fled the British rule to come here to have America and freedom, and eventually got out of being taxed by them and all that other shit. So
you telling me that this royal family, as you calling it, is the reason why my people went through what we went through? That's
bro. The British people traded slaves long before we did in America, man. They were importing them up.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro.
Teach me, Tim.
Probably came to America through the coast of South Carolina.
Yeah, most likely, man. They definitely came in through the South. But yeah, so they traded slaves in England long before they did here in America, just because they were more of an established culture. I mean, slaves, bro, that's nothing new in the history of our world. There's been slaves as long as there's been people in power. There's been slaves, bro. Not to justify it in any means, but
Tim, you good, crazy. Bro. We don't, bro. You good, bro. You can say it exactly how you want to say it, bro. I know you don't mean nothing top. No, you don't mean it no other type of way. You good, bro.
Of course. But yeah, dude, it goes back to ancient roots, man. Egyptians had slaves. They enslaved the Israelites.
That's why I was going to say, a lot of people, when they hear the word slave or slavery, just based on our culture and what we've been through with slavery, their mind automatically goes to black slavery, not even knowing that all races have been enslaved or like been a part of sort of slavery, even if you go back to Holocaust or goddamn.
Yeah, exactly.
People have been enslaved since the beginning of
Yeah, and that doesn't justify it. Like, I think the elimination of it was, I think we all agree, for good. But like, you know, it was fundamental in building this entire country and building the pyramids in Egypt with probably help from aliens, most likely. But it's just, oh, bro, there's no way the pyramids are built without alien help.
There's no way.
I'll talk about that shit forever, bro.
For real.
So if they have no political power, where do they like wealth and all that come from just their population or just from like...
Yeah, from tax dollars, and it's in their family's wealth, because like their ancestors were kings when kings ruled everything. So like they had all that gold and shit. Like I'm sure that is passed down through generation. So I'm sure that's involved. But yeah, now I think they're also funded by taxpayers to a degree as well. A lot of people in England want to get rid of it because it really makes no sense. It's like if we were just paying a bunch of money to the Kardashians to be a big family that represented America.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense as much anymore. And it represents like a theme of like white bloodline that's gone through the years. Like, why are we honoring them now? It's just kind of weird.
For sure.
God bless the king. God save the king. That's really about it going on over there. It's weird. I didn't really realize this, but they also rule over Canada. They represent Canada, and I believe Australia too, because those are all English like territories.
Really?
Yeah. So the king now rules over them too. But once again, they still have their own prime ministers and legislatures and all that stuff. So,
yo, you never hear anything bad about Canada. Have y'all ever noticed that? Besides the weather?
I mean, bro, in your world, there was all that shit with COVID and how strict they were, and all those truckers were like posted up in Canada, bro, and they were fucking up all the transportation lines. You remember hearing about that?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know Canada was going through it, bro.
Bro. Canada has been super strict with COVID. They shut their borders down during COVID. Like Americans couldn't even go there.
I took a trip to Canada last month, and like half of the family had to stay. The half that didn't have a vaccinations had to stay in New York. The other half was able to also.
So it's still going on. That's crazy, man. But yeah, so like what they did, Five, was like they were forcing truck drivers who weren't even like citizens of Canada, but if they wanted to drive their truck in Canada to make a drop, had to be vaccinated. And they were like, fuck you. You can't force us to get vaccinated just because we're driving through your fucking territory. Like, fuck you. So they like all just parked in the streets and blocked like all the channels and down in one of the downtowns in Canada and like shut down their parliament, basically shut their government down.
That's wild.
It was crazy, man. Yeah, it's over now.
People need to be able to cross them borders for trade. Like that's commercial.
Yeah, exactly. So, But yeah, that's Canada. But another thing that happened over the weekend, I'm a big tennis fan. I don't know if you guys ever followed it all, but Carlos Alcaraz defeated Casper Ruud to win the U.S. Open, and he becomes the youngest ATP #1 ever. So he's the #1 tennis player in the world right now at age 19, which is just insane, man. I don't know if you guys followed it all, but this guy is crazy.
What'd you say his name was?
Carlos Alcaraz.
I was really rooting for the black guy. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, bro, yeah. Fuck, Francis Tiafoe was a beast, man. He showed out for America, and yeah, Carlos is who beat him in the semifinal to go to the finals. And either way that match went, I would have been happy with because I like both those guys.
That's dope on his behalf. Shout out to Carlos.
Yeah, so shout out to him.
You did your thing, man.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro. The way he goes to like a tennis point, like it's when you watch these guys and how they like go and win their points, it's wild because his serve's not really good, which is how a lot of like men really start points off well, where they kind of put him in bad situations. His serve's just okay, but he'll play out a shot. He gets to everything, bro. He's all over the court, and eventually, sometime through the point, if it's going and he kind of is moving the person around like he wants, he'll hit this drop shot, which forces the other player to run in. And then he waits to see what they do and either slams it back at him, which is like unreturnable, or he pops this volley over their head way to the back. It's like almost impossible to get to. It's like he controls points at such a young age. It's wild to see. I was really pumped about that. We'll see. Francis Tiafoe, I really hope he's back soon because he really showed out for America, man. That was sick to see. There hasn't been an American in the final of the U.S. Open since like, I think it was 03 or 04, like way back in the day.
I thought it was a little longer than that.
It might have even been, bro. I could have read that wrong, but it's just cool to see. It's cool to see more and more people getting into it too, into tennis. So that kind of ends the season for tennis, and we'll see what happens next year. Hopefully Novak Djokovic is back.
What got you into tennis?
What got me into tennis was my wife, Sarah, man. I never really fucked with tennis at all until like a year and a half ago. And my wife, Sarah, she played it in high school and in college, national champion in college too, by the way. She's a beast. And we just kind of use it as like a thing to, have a hobby to do some shit together. And we started going to this tennis spot or playing outside. Then we started going to like a club, and I kind of slowly but surely got better at it. And now it's just something we do all the time just to kick it and have something to do together. It's nice. Yeah, it's way more athletic of a sport than I ever thought it was, because there's a lot of hand-eye coordination that goes with it, but also like a lot of like running, moving laterally, like a lot of stuff that really gets me sweating my ass off.
Tennis is kind of non-stop, honestly.
Definitely is. All right, so Top, you had sent me someone in the group chat sent us something about this Illinois Safety Act. That was high five.
That
was high five. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'll give you your props. I wanted to go through this a little bit, talk to you guys, get your feeling on it, because it's a pretty wild law that's going on, effective, I believe, at the first of the year in January 2023, called the Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, or it's also been dubbed the Safety Act. What just got signed by Governor Pritzker is that it would restrict crimes in which it does a lot of things. One of the things it does is that it would restrict crimes a person can be arrested for and would free those in custody for 12 new offenses, which include second-degree murder, aggravated battery, arson without bail, as well as drug-induced homicide, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, intimidation, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, and threatening a public official. It's a long list of shit, bro. And I'm just like, why what the fuck is going on?
I mean, is Chicago for to be the real life GTA? Like, what is it?
Because they're eliminating the cash bail system. I don't understand that at all, because you're going to be letting so many people out trusting that they're going to show up to court. What it does do is it gives more power to the judge on the bigger, more violent offenses or more serious offenses to no, you're going to jail. There's no cash bail option, because I think kind of under the current situation, there always most of the time has to be some kind of scenario to it. I don't really know, but it's a strange law. And I wondered if you guys knew more about it that would help me make it more sense.
So you're telling me you catch this guy for attempt murder. You just going to let him go now? No, attempt murder is not one of the That's a capital crime. That's not. I think that's gonna fall under that list.
It's second degree, right?
Second degree murder is if you hit somebody with your car or something. You feel me?
Yeah, I think it has to be premeditated for it to be first degree, right?
Yeah, it got to be premeditated or a senseless act.
So second degree murder isn't premeditated, bro?
No.
I don't think so. I think it's just like you did kill somebody, like it's manslaughter. This is a video of Keith Pacow. He's the mayor of Orland Park and a veteran, and he's running for the U.S. House of Representatives coming up here. This is a video of him just kind of talking through to his community about this act and what it is going to do in his eyes.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
So what do you think about that?
Okay, so you mean to tell me if a squatter is in my garage and I decide to kill this person because they wasn't getting off my property, was that premeditated or is that second-degree murder? Come on, man. So what type of law is this? Where do I win at?
2 years with that. If they're not causing you bodily harm or risking your life, like only way you could get away with murder is if you feel your life is at danger. Like that's the only way you could.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stranger living in my garage.
If you say for instance, if you kill him unintentionally, so like say if you punch him and he fall and hit his head and die. You feel me? You didn't intentionally kill him. You just punched him. And like that, and under that law, you would get like second-degree murder or like manslaughter because you didn't intentionally kill him. But if you go to your garage and you physically shoot or stab or physically attempt to kill that man, you're gonna get charged with murder, regardless if he's on your.
I get that part, bro. I swear, bro. I get that part. But if this person, unless they threaten me on my own property, I don't know this person from a can of paint. I don't know if this person just escaped prison. I don't know if this person just escaped a mental hospital. I don't know if this man is FBI most wanted. I don't know shit. I don't know if this man just got done murdering somebody and just said, forget it, I'm gonna hide in here. I don't know nothing. So the fact that I'm scared, even though I don't know who this person is living in it doesn't, to me, the law, that shit sounds stupid.
Sounds like
bro.
A lot of criminals could be on the streets, man.
There's no way to explain what the fuck is gonna happen, bro.
Do feel you need to do to protect you and yours. And then on the back end, make sure that your reasons are secure enough to get yourself out of this jail. Because like the crime rate is too crazy. Shit, y'all want to protect yourselves. Y'all don't believe in the police. So shit, go ahead, protect yourselves. The jail's already overflooded. Cook County is a fucking shit show. I don't know if y'all been in Cook County before, but
on my mama, Joe, I'm just waiting for Batman to show up. Fuck it, man. At this point.
But no, Tom, I've never been in Cook County. Talk to me about it. What's it like right now?
Man, look, man. And I ain't even go on the deck, so I can only imagine if you feel me. Well, I was what it was.
It's not a pretty sight, Joe.
The only time in the whole since COVID started, I had COVID came from the first day.
Oh yeah.
I caught that shit while I was in there. I was so fucked up in that, but it was just like,
Are they just like, is it crazy overcrowded and just like, 100%. What are the conditions like? Yeah.
So it was with my cell in the 2-bedder. How is it 4 people in the 2-bedder? With one bunk, bottom, 4 people in there.
Man.
So I had 2 extra little smaller. They look like match. Remember the little gym match that you used to flip on in elementary school? They like that. They need 2 little match there.
Man.
So 2 people on the floor and the other 2 on the bunk.
So maybe this is just an effort. This legislation is just an effort to alleviate that and get less, like more people out of it. Because as soon as this goes into effect, anyone on the 1st of the 23, anyone that's in prison right now that couldn't post that bail is instantly freed because this is now in effect, which they're saying it's going to be a lot of people back out on the streets. That's like, you might want to just like keep them in there until like they go to court. I don't know. So on the flip side of this, though, what they're trying to do is like, because this is a very Democrat push bill. They're trying to say that like a lot of people that are being imprisoned are unable to afford their bonds, and they just have to go and sit there and take up a spot in the prison system and whatever. And some of these people are good people. Some of them are bad people. Like, you know, you have both. But like, so the Democrats are pushing this as a way to say like, this is just a way to make sure that like everything is kind of more equal in that regards.
For a second, think that this has anything to do with the people that are incarcerated.
No.
Bro, this has nothing to do with them, bro. They're trying to get their city back, bro. When I say they, you feel me? Yeah, the people, they want the city back, man. Like, even if you look at one in my hood, bro, like, people don't even know, a lot of people don't even know, like, Oak Park, like, from Austin all the way down to, like, down there, Pulaski, everybody think that's Chicago. But that land is all Oak Park's land. And Chicago leases from Oak Park. So you feel me? So it's like, even if you look at what they're doing on Chicago Avenue between Central and Laramie, how like Mayor Lightfoot, they put the new sheriff station, they putting all the activity centers, they doing that in all the hoods, like, and then they opening up all these subsidized homes on the outskirts of Chicago. So you feel me? Programs where you don't need no credit, you feel me? No credit check, no background, all that shit. Like,
I've seen things on the internet that says you can get a home with a 580 credit score and a $20,000 grant. Just wait, Tim, it's the move in the suburbs though, away from the city.
So you think they're trying to gentrify the fuck out of Chicago is what you're saying?
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Want to bring the Olympics here. They want to, you feel me, do all this shit it's a lot of shit that they can't do because, you know, the shit.
I mean, yeah, like the stipulation in Chicago, Chirac, like, people ask me all the time, oh, what's it like, you know, when you live in Chicago? I'm like, it really wasn't that bad. There's pockets of shit where it's bad, but dude, it's a segregated ass city. It's crazy to me when I moved here. Yeah. I kind of grew up, it was a lot of mixed thing. I mean, there's a lot of white people, but like everyone else was kind of mixed in there. And here it's like you just have pockets.
So all the people that think Chicago is just what these rappers think it is, bro. It's not what these rappers. It's what these rappers actually rap about, bro. It's really about that life, bro. Like, you can literally be at the gas station minding your business and it'd be in between a whole shootout that ain't got shit to do with you. You can literally be walking down the street and a motherfucker think you somebody and you would die for somebody and you don't even know what the fuck you just got shot at for. Yeah. Like, it's wild out here, Joe.
It is, but there's also pockets like a Lincoln Park or, you know, like certain spots where it's like, you know, Gold Coast. Shit isn't popping off there, bro. Not for the most part. Like, it's
FBG got killed in the Gold Coast.
Right. FBG did die in the Gold Coast. All right. I'm wrong. I stand corrected. Chicago's crazy. So what they're saying, so like, obviously, like I said, it's pissed off a lot of Republicans, and because this is statewide, it's not just a Chicago thing, it's all Illinois, and a lot of everything outside of Chicago is pretty much all red here in the state. Maybe save like the capital or like Champaign, where the University of Illinois is. But this is kind of from the Democratic perspective. This is like what a figure in that community has kind of posted, named Teresa Ma, giving more of like the brighter side of it, I guess. And it's I'm going to read it for our listeners. I know you guys can see this right now, but it says what the bill does. It modernizes sentencing laws, ends cash bail, institutes certification and decertification system statewide for police officers. It requires the use of body cameras, reforms crowd control responses, amplifies law enforcement training standards, connects substance abuse treatment programs with first responder duties, increases and improves de-escalation and mental health training for law enforcement, requires police to develop a plan to protect children during search warrant raids, addresses officer wellness and mental health awareness in screenings, and it bans the use of chokeholds and other extreme measures. So, like, there's some good shit in there for sure. Like, I think it's definitely to the advantage of people in inner cities that all officers have to wear body cameras. That's pretty good. Like, that's going to stop a lot of crazy shit from going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then she goes on to say what the bill does not do, which is like maybe she's saying misconceptions that some people are putting out there from the Republican side of this. It's what it does not do is defund the police, modify or remove protections to allow police departments to be sued, change or take away collective bargaining rights, allow those that are charged with a serious offense and are a risk to a person or the community to be released, prevent a judge from revoking pretrial release, and alter prison time for individuals serving time for heinous crimes. So it is more like, she's pretty much saying it is more lenient on people that don't have these crazy crimes, but like it's not a defund the police movement like some people are trying to say.
Also saying that judge finds that your crime that you did, even if it do fall under that act, as still too heinous that they could deny you being released.
Yeah.
Your trial.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's the judge does really have like the last say, which, you know, we'll see how that really goes. But I don't know, man, like to me, it doesn't make a ton of sense. Like some of the shit I read there was great on the left, but I think like some of the other, even if they're unintended consequences of this bill, could be really like not safe for the community, for a community that's already maybe not the safest in the country, you know?
I think a lot of it'll play on the person, on the actual act, on the actual background of that person. Like if they have previous, like, you feel me, arrest records or whatever. Like, you feel me? Because like it's extremely, that's going to be like the judge basically gave the judge a lot of say so for sure with it.
Yeah, a lot of say so. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of the fines are going to increase. Like even if you're not having to post bail to get out, like what you're going to pay when you go to court and settle or whatever the fuck you do. Like I think a lot of those are going to be increased to cover the loss of bail money. Like the state's going to find a way to make that money back.
All they have is their money. It's going to triple.
Yeah.
Trust me when I tell you. Triple. Stay free.
That's crazy.
Some more money.
Yeah.
You need some.
Yeah. Pay for the freedom, basically, I guess. So I don't even know, man. But it's pretty wild. I guess we'll see what happens. But my advice to people would be strap up, go get a legal firearm or whatever you got to do. But there should be you got to be able to protect your family these days. Or this how this especially this city's going to be. You got to have an avenue, man.
By any means necessary, man.
Yeah,
strap
exactly.
up. Real.
Anything else you guys have been seeing going on, or anything you want to talk about?
That's for sure. I want to let everybody know. Week 1, Bears won, Packers lost. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. It was a wild NFL weekend to get going, man. I can't believe the Bears won that game. It was a monsoon though, so I think it might have been that.
Man, they cheated. No, I ain't gonna take that. I ain't gonna take that from them. Hey, they took advantage.
Yeah,
though. They definitely took advantage.
You got to, man. You have to. You got to they got to take advantage of every one of those opportunities because they're not a great team. You know, like as far as skilled players go, they're not great. So it's like, but that doesn't mean, you know, you can still have bad teams that win games and prove that like their heart. You know what I'm saying? And they can do that this year and build towards something better in the future. I feel like. That's what I want to see with my Lions, at least. Did you guys see this clip from the Dolphins-Patriots game out in the parking lot? Look at this shit. Someone left a grill going by a couple vehicles, and when they came out to their cars, this is what they saw.
And you think they're going to try to make a rule about tailgate now, moving forward?
Bro, it's going to really fuck with people going to tailgate and shit. For people that can't see this that are listening, you got a row of cars, and it looks about like 5 to 6 of these cars that are all in a row here in a parking lot. It looks like a car bomb went off. They're all like black and charred and windows blown out and everything, because I'm sure a few of them blew up. Like these things were on fire. It's wild. I just can't imagine going to a game, like especially if you're you're a Dolphins fan and they win and you're all pumped and you go out to your car and it's like, oh fuck.
Imagine being the person that was responsible for
the car that was closest to party caught fire, blew up, blew the car next to it up, blew the car next to it. You feel me? Happened. Boom. They probably thought it was a fucking terrorist attack or something.
Yeah, for sure. And that was on the anniversary of 9/11 too. So I bet you the security there was going crazy.
And it was the 9/11 anniversary. I didn't even think it.
Yeah.
Was anyone hurt?
Not that I see in this report. I'm kind of reading through the comments here, and I haven't seen anything that said that. Obviously, probably because most of the people were in the stadium.
I would think that after, about 80 years, I'd say 70, 80 years of football, tailgating has been happening, and this is a one-time thing. I haven't heard of nothing like this happening. So I wouldn't think that they were.
Did he let that person fuck it up for everybody?
We'll see. I doubt it. No way.
Start adding guys to like certain rules and regulations to certain types of grills. You feel me? Certain to put the shit on. Oh, who knows? They gonna make something up. That's scary.
But so Top, I mean, the way that we really be kicking it and have really become friends through the years is music. And I know you got a lot of shit you've been working on, and you've been working on this career here, bro. I was gonna say little career, bro, but it's not a little career. You've been grinding and hustling and growing it every single day I see you, man. It's crazy to have seen you grow as an artist, man. So what tell the people what you got coming?
Well, coming music for sure. I got. Well, for the people that don't know, Tim is actually mixing and mastering my first album. Most of the songs that I recorded for my first album, if I didn't track it myself, I tracked it with Tim. So that's major. And well, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna call him Al Kinsey for the.
I was gonna say, yeah. Some of these people know. Everyone knows me as Al. Tim Tampa is my gamer tag.
A little bit, but yeah. So he is my engineer outside of all this other shit. So my engineer, so he's one of the best in the city. Shout out to Al for that. But yeah, I got I'm gonna drop a couple singles real soon. I'm dropping before the month for sure. So I'll everybody be looking out in the next week or so for this rollout that I do. Ace Drogo on all social media platforms, but IG for sure the most definitely that I feel like I'm gonna be utilizing the most when it comes to my drop. But I think I'm gonna roll out with like a single or two before I get on the album, but I want to get the album out while the weather is cooler. One of those,
yeah.
I feel like the album is going to be one of those. If you like to do drugs, you can do your choice of drug. You feel me? Probably hop in the vehicle, or you feel me next to something soft, and then you just let it vibe out. I feel like it's a playthrough. You can really. My album is completely different from who I am now because when I recorded it, I was in a space that like. I probably had never ever been in again, and it had me vulnerable and it had me open to the point where I was able to goddamn speak on a lot of subjects or speak on a lot of truths or address a lot of truths that I had to, you feel me, face myself along with, you feel me, dealing with others. So it's like, you feel me, when people do hear my album, my first album, I don't want them to think that that's me, you feel me, but I want them.
Yeah, right.
That's why I am the way I am. If it makes sense, you can.
For sure, bro. I feel like, I mean, people just change in general. So like that's people understand that. That's just the life, that's life. And
this time, like a lot of the album was recorded 3-4 years ago. A lot of people ain't gonna.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you'll go on too with your other music. That's the only thing I'd say is if you're concerned about that, is just be ready to drop. And I know you will be. I know the amount of music you're sitting on, but be ready to drop again soon thereafter, because then you kind of show. You don't want to get drilled into this box of whatever. People only think of you as this kind of artist. If you go ahead and drop some other shit like pretty soon thereafter, like, oh, this dude can flow. He can do some other shit. Like, oh, okay, he's I didn't hear all this on that last project. Then you draw him in because a dynamic artist is an interesting artist. A dynamic person is an interesting person. Like, I feel like people don't want to just fuck with someone that's really good at this one style or this one thing. Like, they want to know that you as a whole are unique and your own thing and talented, which you are. I got no questions there, bro. That album's gonna be nice when that comes out. I'm excited. And like you were saying, through struggle and stuff, that's when, and being the most open and vulnerable, like that's when I honestly think a lot of artists make the best music.
Yeah. That's when you're real, man.
And then pretty soon, one of these days, we're gonna get 5 on an R&B record, probably here on a hook.
Yeah, motherfucking right. Sure is.
So Top, he was saying he used to do it, like music a little bit, and he fucked around, kind of did like some spoken word, it sounded like, or like some poetry. But like he said, like he never would really find necessarily like the flow maybe or the cadence to like keep it or make it catchy or whatever. And he was like, what do I do to like get that? And my best advice for him was like, just come and kick it at some sessions, bro. Like blow a couple woods with us, watch Top and whoever else create, and just like maybe be writing yourself on your phone on the side and just like be around it, and like you'll be inspired. Like, anything else come to mind for you?
Yeah, that's the best way, because like you could be in there watching me record, and like I might say something, and like just you being like, you feel me, relevant to something that I done said, or like having some type of connection to what I done said. You might be like, hey, you could say this like this, or you should reference this like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like just that alone, and then you feel me, we'll be able to feed off each other like that. Like when I'm in my sessions, I be open to, you feel me, any and everything. Like I be already having my idea of where I want to go, but like if somebody that's sitting in my session give me any type of like opinion or whatever, I make it make sense. Because shit,
yeah,
hey, the people want to hear what they want to hear.
And I mean, it's like anything, bro, sitting there and watching film of, you know, Mike and Kobe and Bron and Wade and like all these people, like you're going to draw inspiration from that. Or like if you go to the gym and you're like whatever, like being around anything is going to like bring you the want to do it most of the time, or, you know, or like see if you really want to, but like also the inspiration to like feed off that other energy and have your own personality or element of that come out.
When I met him through another guy who was, you feel me, we were both close with, and he was doing music, and I was like what I just said you do. I was the one sitting there helping him construct his songs and, you feel me, construct his bars, and goddamn, that's what made me like, shit, I'm spending all this time trying to orchestrate these bars with somebody else. Let me just put them back into my own perspective. Next thing you know, shit, this time next year, I'm going to be one of the hottest artists to ever be in the game.
Hey, yes, sir. How long did it take from you knowing me to realize I just wasn't some corny white dude? Or do you still think I'm a corny white dude?
No, you just have your corny white dude moments.
Corny as hell. Corny as hell. That's what corny as hell. I don't know him by Allen. I know him by Tim the Tool Man. Ho, 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 ho. That's what I call him. Tim the Tool Man. That's my favorite white boy right there, man.
Hey.
We'll get to see him and his brother. You don't know Girth.
Yeah, you got to meet Girth Brooks, baby.
If you think Allen, okay, you gotta meet Girth Brooks.
My soul.
We definitely got to do some kind of cookout or some shit, bro. Just like some Call of Duty, whatever the fuck.
I'm gonna pop up and do some golf on your ass. What?
Man. Or meet up at Top Golf and just go get fucked up. That's like 5 minutes from my crib. We could come back after.
That's what I wanted to do. Man. Like, that's what we should do, man.
Anything else you guys want to, you know, shout out, promote, anything like that? I know you're like Facebook super famous now and shit, Five.
No, man. I don't want these people following me, man. I'm not yet, man. Not yet, man. But I'm gonna follow me at DatzJupiter, man. That's on Facebook and Instagram.
With a Z though, right?
Yeah, with a Z. But high five on Xbox, man. We get down on the Call of Duty.
He gets carried in Call of Duty.
Not like Ace though.
Top's learning. He's gotten way better, bro. In the last 2-3 months, I've seen this dude.
You know what? My boy did get good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, whoever play Call of Duty, man, follow me, man. Get up on DatzJupiter. Facebook as well. You feel me? High five as well. My boy Top, I don't know his information. My boy Tim right here, I don't know his information. But we out here. You feel me? But Call of Duty, we got great ideas, man. The whole team.
I was gonna say, I'll kind of say it now. We don't got anything formal or anything, but we're on Twitch most days. Me, us three, and one other dude named Carnage. Shout out Yayo. And we be grinding through the day a lot of times, but we all are, most of us are streaming. We're all talking shit, kind of similar to what you've been listening to. And, check us out. Come fuck with us. And watch us get some kills, man. We be fucking people up on there.
Man. We don't do no hacking. We get it out the mud. No. You hear me?
But it's like a mini podcast, bro. Our banter and shit, it's like without it being, pushed and marketed as one. It really is. So come fuck with us. My Twitch is Tim Tampa. You don't have one yet, Top, right?
No Twitch yet.
We got to set you up. It's easy through PlayStation.
You just hit a button. 2 of them, but I think my Twitch is also DatzJupiter.
It is. Yeah. So check it out, man. Definitely fuck with us. Top, anything you want to shout out real quick?
Oh, just Ace Drogo on everything. Fuck with me.
Ace Drogo on everything. Fuck with him. You've been starting this little trend too. I've been seeing a couple of the guys doing it. Explain that real quick. We can get that going online.
Drogo. So that's just how. So anytime I'm on the plane, anytime I go out, I be on so much. Every time right before we take off, I hit them with it. A lot of people think it's a dab, but it's not a dab. It's just the sign of a airplane going off. It got to the point.
It's like a moving dab.
I probably got over 70 people on my phone who didn't tag me. Request or nothing, but it's just like,
yes, sir.
Tramping out with people on their flight stay.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm catching a flight to Germany on Thursday, so I'm gonna hit you with it. Don't worry, Drogo. For sure.
Video. We gone.
Don't do it like that.
I know, right? That gets a little Reiki, bro. I don't want to look like a Nazi out there.
Everyone does it different.
They gonna attack your ass, boy. The world is fucked up right now.
I know. It's dangerous out there, man. Shit.
There you go.
Oh,
Appreciate
shout out to our sponsor, Gun Barrel Coffee. Drinking a good smooth cup of coffee is a treat all by itself, but when you can do that and help American heroes like veterans and first responders, makes that coffee that much better. They offer 14 different blends and roasts, which you can get in whole bean ground or single serve pods. And right now, as a friend of our podcast, friend of this ship, you can use the promo code FNH10. You'll save 10% at checkout when you buy their products at gunbarrelcoffee.com. That is promo code FNH10. Gun Barrel Coffee, damn good cause, damn good coffee. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me on such short notice. I appreciate it. You guys are welcome back anytime.
Anytime, man.
I fuck with y'all.
Great.
And if you're trying to hop on that battlefield or out on the golf course in some PGA right now, let me know. I'm free.
Hey, we finna get. Hey, follow us on Twitch, man. We Facebook, man.
But to get busy. All right, boys. Until next time, everybody. We'll see you.